Think that
We
we're
didn't
live
fix
now.
the
What?
fan thing, did we?
Actually, I did.
Oh, good job.
The Yeti might still be picking it up. Is that turning it up or down?
I don't hear any like ambient noise or anything.
I'm turning on the stream to see if... I mean, I can hear your wrapper. You can still hear it.
What, the fan?
Yeah, but it's the Yeti picking it up.
I can't hear anything. What is it in the YouTube feed?
Yeah.
What is it in the YouTube feed?
Now we have a loop. Yeah.
What is it in the YouTube feed? I love it.
Hi, Meg.
Hi. Sorry that I'm late. I needed to use the bathroom and grab a snack because I forgot to eat lunch.
Same.
It's fine. We're
I'll still
also
get some to drink.
live already.
That's fine. I just pulled up to.
I'm hoping that...
Oh.
I don't know which way the gain is on the Yeti.
Since we're live, I'm gonna type you guys a question in Slack.
Oh, wait, before you do that. One moment. Should probably turn off all my notifications and go into Do Not Disturb mode. Alright, now you can do it.
Since our doorbells have been insane today.
Yeah. Alright, can you still hear us?
Yeah.
Well, that didn't work. I thought I closed all of this. I swear I just closed all of this. Sorry, anyone who is there yet. We're working on getting there today. It's been a day. Yeah. How are you today, Caleb?
Fairly relaxed. We're getting a lot of stuff done in the house, so that's always exciting. Patching some holes. Fixing plumbing. Standard stuff. That stuff's not actually exciting, it's just things you gotta do, and it's frustrating and mildly taxing. But I have finished some of the artsy stuff for next week, so that'll be nice.
That is nice. For some reason, I cannot access the Restream chat on my phone this week. It's just told me to...
However, always overhearing the business meeting halfway. You guys are apparently busy.
Yeah, you know, like we do. But yeah. It's a quiet start to today.
It's been a week.
It has been a week. Agreed.
Are you guys doing anything fun this weekend?
I had nothing.
That sounds magical.
It does. I mean, it's actually not the worst thing ever.
When you're an adult and when you have nothing to do, and that's a good thing.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And how are you doing, Mac?
Sorry, hold on.
I was typing furiously.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. There's just work stuff.
We need to get a new theme song so that we can cue it, get like that nice transition into the play mindset.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can use the same theme song. We just need to put together a new intro. We paid for that theme song.
Sure did.
So, we just need to do that. Do you want to do a quick recap?
Sure. So, last session, they decided to... Well, first of all, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us if you're here. Last session, this band of miscreants decided to go to a zoo to go figure out what this honey badger thing was. They got 10 minutes into this temporary job where they would feed the animals and decided to kill the person feeding the animals and kidnap some pixies, which had been de-winged, in order to keep them within their enclosure. They then took the pixies, shoved them in a bag, and took them to a alchemist, or this dwarvish individual who deals with all kinds of interesting crafts. And he's more than likely willing to reattach the pixies' wings to them in exchange for acquiring the pan flute of a satyr. And often 100 gold, but just getting the pan flute is good enough. So they have chartered a ship, which is making its way to the island of Little Drake, which is just a taxi service away from a location where they know that a satyr will be located.
Is there something about a rabbit?
No, they love rabbit holes. These players get distracted by everything.
Rabbit trails.
It is what it is. But they are currently on their way to Cragmaw Isle to go and steal a satyr's pan flutes. From Fex, specifically.
Yes.
You guys have chartered a ship, though, with this orcish sailor by the name of Mestili. He does basic, just crate shipments. It's just him and this other guy. But he has a few cabins to function as a town. So that is where we are. You guys are currently preparing that morning to get ready to go on this expedition. You guys have plenty of coin to pay the 3 gold exit fee to leave the city. And 3 gold is necessary to re-enter it. But what else do you bring with you, or do you want to buy anything at the market before heading out? The ship does not provide food, just a cabin for you. And you know that it will be a 3-day trip to get to Little Drake. So what do you guys do in the morning?
I need some food.
What do you say?
We're going to buy some food.
Okay.
Do you need me to turn John up?
Maybe a little, please.
Okay.
So that means that we need like 3 chips for Meg. And then we need food for the rest of us for 3 days.
I would like 1 plate of nachos and 1 mango, please.
All right.
I'm going to mute myself while I eat a couple of these pretzels because I'm starving.
You're fine.
Yeah, doing this like right during lunch, and we crunch and do things right before, it's a really bad idea. I can't tell you the number of lunches I've missed from this.
sound okay for people listening?
Yeah, good question.
Is the fan sound quieter? But yeah, I think Senpai would like to have several packed bowls of ramen with him.
Very nice.
No, like, light on the broth so it doesn't like get weird.
Sure.
Just like the noodles.
You're going to go get that. There's a nice elvish gentleman that prepares these nice pre-done meals for people to pick up as they go to their various jobs. What happened? What's wrong? What did you do?
Fixed it.
Okay. So.
You forget to record?
I mean, it's recording on OBS. I just like to
Yeah.
cut out the
Yeah,
chat
yeah, I
box
get
for it. So
Yep.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Great. So, you are able to buy your 3 days worth of ramen from the gentleman for 2 silver, no problem. Doesn't cost you much. For your nachos, which is basically just a bag of tortilla chips and a queso bowl, go ahead and just spend 5 copper, which is next to nothing. Kai just pulls it out of the back for you, hands you some nice stuff. You don't even need to go into the market. And John, what does your character bring to eat on the trip?
I am going to just get some oatmeal from Kai and package that because it's lightweight and I can carry a bunch of it.
All right, very nice. That'll only cost you just a silver. It's not exactly the tastiest stuff in the world, but it'll help you keep your nice K-pop figure. So, after accumulating your food, I imagine you also have enough grain or bugs for Kevin and Hey. You make your way down into the marina. It's a busy morning. People are constantly coming and going. People are constantly begging as well, asking for a few spare coins so that they can eat that day or just, leave. You work your way past them and you see the orcish gentleman that you've prepared this ship and process with. He is this nice little portly orc. His tusks are nice and fat and stubby. He has a ring around one tusk. He's a pretty jovial fellow. As you approach, he goes, "Oi there. How are the lot of you today?"
Well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Glad that I could have the spare bunks filled for this trip. I would hate to waste the square footage. Now, you guys have the 3 coins each, right?
Are we just ignoring the deception check from last week?
I forgot about the deception check of last week. What happened?
Remember we tried to hide... You need to look there. We tried to hide...
Oh, right. I totally forgot that we
Thistle in
actually
my
did
hair?
that. Yes. So, you attempted all that. You guys have already paid. Totally forgot. And you are on your way out of town. The orcish gentleman is doing basic seafaring work. He has this goblin that's constantly in the rigging, messing with things. There's 2 other individuals in the cabin with you. It is a shared cabin, so it's the 3 of you and these 2 other individuals. One of them is named Teragu, and he is this Earth Ganassi. He is an elvish-looking figure, but his skin looks marblescent. Basically has a nice little pattern work of a marble table, but it's just his natural skin tones going down. His eyes are also just a solid, multifaceted gem-looking thing. He is completely bald, but he, over the first couple days, you notice he shines it up and has this very nice glow about him at all times. The other individual is named Inda, and it's just this hobgoblin individual who is just currently trying to go visit his grandchildren. And as you guys exit the Gallows Reef, where the ships leave the ports and actually make their way into the open waters, Taragu looks at all of you and goes, there's nothing like going out into the wilds again, ready for adventure, blood, and glory. Tell me, you lot have the whiff of adventure about you. Tell me about your acclaims.
What would you like to know?
Tell me your greatest victory.
Ooh. This one time in a previous life, we kicked a mayor down a well. Anyway. Anywho.
Well, I have this beautiful belt that I took off a dead man's finger after I made him the dead man.
He looks at the ring and is like, oh, that's nice. I took this ring, as he completely tries to one-up you, from a duke. He was a very evil man. I saved his people and defeated a great deal of tyranny, and a fair number of people down a well myself. I know, not everybody can be as great as I, but maybe one day you can get half my reputation. And he is like this the entire time. What do you guys do to occupy
Sounds wonderful.
yourselves during these 3 days?
I'm very sorry if anyone hears Mabel whining.
I spend a lot of time meditating.
All right. Just trying to connect with your what? Just
Well, I mean, I haven't spent a lot of time on the water previously. So.
all right, so much as you can and just enjoying the relaxing aspect about it.
Mm-hmm.
John, what do you do during your 3 days on the water? Do you occupy yourself with some craft?
Yeah, I'm studying my skills to become better at like lock picking and things.
So you have like this
So I'm
bag
going
of
around the
locks, you
ship.
just unlocking, throwing to the
Yeah.
side kind of thing?
Just going around to all the different locks on the ship and trying to pick them and working on my skills.
All right, go ahead and give me 2 separate stealth checks. First of all,
Okay.
if you're doing this discreetly.
Well, first one is a 26.
Okay.
Second one is a 16.
Okay. Now, as you're unlocking things, are you just peeking in anything, or are you just unlocking them and walking away?
Yeah, I'm taking little quick peeks, but nothing too invasive.
Sure. As you're just sneaking around doing some lock picking, give me because you are proficient in thieves' tools, let's see how good you are at that. Go ahead and give me dexterity or intelligence proficiency. Probably dex for you, I would imagine.
All right. So dexterity. So just a normal 20 roll and then add that.
Yep.
24.
Okay. So you're trying to keep yourself busy by just honing your skills these few days. You unlock, of course, Taragu's wares, open it up. He has obnoxious, gaudy things in there, as well as a memoir that he's writing of himself. You also unlock the various the captain's cabins, various other crates and wares, but you do open up one chest as you're just working your way around the ship, being as discreet as you can. You open it up and you see something a little worrisome. You see a crate that's labeled grain and rum. So you're pretty sure he's smuggling rum from the barrows and into Little Drake, completely circumventing the various taxes of whatever that is. So you see that. do with that information what you will. No one does catch you while you do all this. And the captain does go, I thought I locked this. Man, I really need... And then he yells down to the goblin, you need to remember to lock up. And the goblin's like, I did. So, what does Thistle do during the 3-day journey?
I am trying to sneak around tying everybody's shoelaces together so when they stand up, they'll fall.
Okay. Give me... I fully support this.
I rolled a 12
Plus
and
dex.
my dex, so 15, and I'm not
So 12 plus
I am
2.
not proficient in any of those.
Okay. So that's 14. Let me actually see if... Oh, gosh. You must have been tying the shoes of Taragu as he's observing a mirror and just kind of double-checking his teeth and just looking in a mirror, completely absorbed in himself. And after a few moments, he stumbles and falls on his face. And he is extremely embarrassed. No one's allowed to see him trip or have foobar moments. What do you do?
My goal is to get everyone on the ship other than my 2 companions.
What was that?
Said my goal is to get everyone on the ship except for my 2 companions.
All right. Go ahead and, well, one more. Give me one more stealth check.
Natural 20.
Okay. The goblin or the captain is more important for you. Which one do you want to have the absolute horrible moment?
The captain.
Okay. You see Mastili basically just doing his standard helm navigating. So he's standing there for a good period of time, giving you ample time to lace his boots together. And you do not just like his shoelaces, you like unbind them and like mermaid stitch them together.
Nay, with just like a little bit of cheese on each lace.
Oh my gosh. And
You glue them together with cheese?
after an hour of him just standing there resolutely gazing into the distance, he was like, oh, I'm kind of step, tries to take a step to the left, and falls down the stairs leading up to the helm. And he's just like, what on earth? Sees the cheese, goes, that's all.
Yes.
Why?
Because you do not have any karaoke on this ship. I am rather bored.
You can always sing to yourself. Or I can have the goblin sing to you. One of your two.
Well, I mean, I was hoping that John was going to DJ and it'd just be a full-on karaoke battle, but that's fine. The goblin can sing to me. Will you please preview what some of that would sound like, Caleb?
Hey, he, the woman, come. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrific. He's clearly was a chain smoker in a past life. Yeah, it's unpleasant. And the captain goes, stop singing. That was a joke. He's not allowed. And the goblin looks very dejected and sad about this.
Poor goblin.
Poor goblin.
So.
I tell him he can sing as much as he wants, and I will dance.
Happening on the second day of your travels. On the horizon, there seems to be a storm starting to swell. It looks rather unpleasant. Can I get either a nature or arcana check from everybody? And that's an intelligence.
That's cocked.
I rolled a
Oh, that's horrible.
15 And I'm proficient in nature, but you said it was an intelligence check.
Yes, intelligence nature.
So do I get my nature proficiency bonus or no?
You get the proficiency
Yes.
bonus and intelligence bonus.
19.
Okay, that's solid. And what did you get?
8.
Okay. And John.
13.
Okay. Thistle, living in the mountains for as long as you have, you've been able to have an aerial view of the seas. And so you've seen some really bizarre storms over the years. This is definitely one of those. This is just like in the natural world, when water accumulates, it starts to rain. In the natural world, in this fantasy setting, when magic accumulates, it does weird things as well. And because you rolled so darn well, you recognize this as a transmutation storm. And transmutation is pretty nasty. Transmutation magic is used with like polymorph or disintegrate spells, altering one thing into another thing.
Often costs an arm and a leg.
Thanks for that. You're a monster. So
That was an anime reference if anyone didn't get it.
you're pretty sure they have about an hour before this storm is going to come in contact with this boat.
Okay. I immediately go find my friends to inform them. At first, I attempt to tell them in a haiku, but then they convince me just to tell them what's happening in regular.
All right. After being informed of this...
Wait, I want to hear the haiku.
Oh, I don't have it prepared. Let him tell his thing, and I'll write it while we go in here. I'll come up with one while he explains the next part.
Well, after Thistle explains this storm is coming, in the middle of the bloody ocean, what do you guys do to prepare? Or do you...
I don't know if it's worth alarming everyone. I don't think there's much we can do.
I mean, yeah, we're on a boat. Take a good hard look at the boat. Sorry. I don't know why I'm...
Get low and stay in the middle.
Well, I get out my little chicken, like baby Bjorn carrying thing that I have for Hey Hey. I have various modes of carrying Hey Hey. This one, like, straps him to my chest.
Okay.
And then I, like, just start going around and finding whatever rope I can and, like, tying little loops onto different surfaces so that there's lots of handholds. Because that just seems like a good idea to Senpai.
Okay, I finished my haiku.
Now, oh, you did? That was
That's
fast.
sick.
Thanks. Death, transportation, magic is all around. Be wary, my friend.
Wow.
Do
You,
Do we have to
You
try to
already
decode
have an
that?
inspiration token, but you would totally get another one.
Thank you.
That was nice. That was well done. So, if you keep speaking haikus, you'll constantly have inspiration tokens.
It's amazing.
Once an episode, guys. It's happening.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
For tying the rope?
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody notices. This dice is not serving me well.
As you're going around the top of the deck, kind of tying things off, it's like, we have an anchor. We're just going to drop that in. Weather out the storm. It'll be fine.
This is not a normal storm.
The captain seems very upset by this. He's like, what do you mean?
Well, according to my little friend.
I fly up to the railing and bow, and then in a very dramatic way tell everything I know about these types of storms.
He seems really upset and goes, all right, well, I guess we need to be below deck for that. Yeah, drop the anchor. Let's put everything as much as we can away, and let's get underneath.
And then he and Ted Cruz went to Mexico and had a lovely vacation.
The end.
Yeah.
I love you, John.
Yep.
As you guys are having this conversation, not very discreetly, and that's okay, the goblin begins doing the preparations that the captain says, but you see Teragu be like, magical storms are the worst. I will gladly stay on deck to guard you common folk from whatever dangers arise.
What a trooper.
What was that?
I said, what a trooper.
Don't worry, I will not fall this day. Your health is my only charge. The hobgoblin basically just looks at him, looks at all of you, and goes, oh gosh, that's horrible. You do you, boo. But yeah, the hobgoblin this entire trip has been like, you all are crazy. Sees you, do I want to be down in the cabin with you guys or up on deck with him? And you just see him resolutely go, I'll hide in my cabin. With the rest of the crazies.
Just really worried that, like, if the boat capsizes, if you're under the deck, if you're below decks, then...
It's not that...
It's
not an in-depth ship. There's basically...
Do we know for a fact that this magic storm can't penetrate through boats? I mean, if Peter Pan taught me anything, it's that when the magic pixie dust touches the boat then just can fly.
It is rather chaotic to see what happens. It is always dangerous, but it's always better to be not in the storm itself and to get some level of security because the rain itself does have a magical effect on whatever it touches. So regardless, it's probably going to affect the boat, but it's better to have it hit something else that's not you.
That's fair.
Yep.
I'm also really like the idea of this transporting us just to somewhere else entirely. I don't think that will happen, but it would be very exciting.
That would be... Yes, that would be conjuration magic, though. This is a very different school of magic.
Gotcha.
Transmutation changes one thing into something else. If it was conjuration, yes, you would have to worry about being transported somewhere else in the world. But it's not that store.
As Michael pointed out, we really just have to worry about people becoming one with the boat.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Okay.
So, the hobgoblin is staying below deck. The captain and goblin deckhand is also below. The Earth Ganassi with his radiant eyes and glowing skin is choosing to stay on the deck to protect the boat, quote unquote. He seems to not fear the transmutation magic. What do you guys do?
I am going to get down low as I can and prepare. I'm kind of worried about this. Not excited about it.
All right.
I climb up on Simba's shoulder so that if it hits us, we will become one.
You being the chicken?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds horrific. I love it.
Oh my
I
god.
take one of the straps from Hey Hey's thing and tie a rope around it and just hand thistle the end of the rope.
You guys are incredible.
And then I sit down cross-legged and lash myself to one of the masts.
I asked Gregor if he wants to hold
Mass,
hands so we can all be in
on
this
deck.
together.
Sure. I'm in.
So you're on
Great.
deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, I thought we were below. Wait, what?
Are we below? Did we
I
decide
thought
to
we
go
were below.
John said he was going below.
Oh.
I thought we were all below. I'm sorry, I'm definitely below. So I think you
We
guys
could
were
go
talking,
below.
but John and I are now holding hands because I want us all to be together.
All right, so are you guys below?
Yes.
Okay. After a brief period of time, and after some minor preparations, you hear the storm hit. And unlike the roar of a rain pelting the land, it has more of a crackling sound to it as the magic interacts with the various objects above and around the water. Go ahead and give me a perception check from all of you. Wisdom perception.
I rolled a 2.
12.
17.
Great.
Technically, mine would be a 4 with my wisdom.
Do you have a negative wisdom?
What?
What? Maybe I heard numbers.
My wisdom, I rolled a 2, and then my wisdom is 2, so I have 4.
All right.
See the dice.
So,
Michael said they time traveled 6 months.
they
That
were.
would be so crazy.
They were shunted to a different timeline. It happens. Magic storms are no joke.
Like the darkest timeline. I'll throw a die up in the air and see what happens.
I like it.
No, they actually made the world slightly better. You guys are playing the darkest timeline, though, to be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
So, as you guys are being discreet underneath, you're not sure what's happening on the deck itself, but you definitely notice that the wood around you is starting to warp a little bit. There seems to be the wood seems to be growing and waving and just pulsating a little bit.
I go up on my tippy toes and try to make sure as little of myself as possible is touching wood.
As you guys are,
I can fly, so I don't have to be touching the boat at all.
yeah, that's
But I
good.
am touching both of them. Also, my cat's butt is just here now. Okay.
Enjoy.
But as you guys are doing that, a few of the beams on the side of the ship rip themselves off the boat itself and kind of worm its way into the cabin. You see that the external side of the wood has turned a little bit fleshy. And you see various dimmy eyes kind of appearing sporadically on the side of the wood. I would like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Here we go. I rolled a 3.
Add your dexterity modifier. Don't forget to do that.
Oh, sorry. 7.
13. Sorry.
And they got that. All right. You do see that this plank of wood seems very aggressive. It seems like anything spawned of this magic is weird and unpleasant and aberrant in nature. What do you do?
Well, it seems a little weird to draw a bow, so I'm going to whack it with my daggers.
Okay. Attempt to stab him.
That's 2 attacks, right?
Yes.
8. So, is that a +5 or a +6? Looks like +6.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so one was a 22 to hit,
That'll definitely hit.
and one was a 14 to hit.
The 14 will not hit.
Okay.
So you stab this plank of wood, which writhes around the wound.
Can I this is for next turn, can I cast Hunter's Mark on wood?
Yeah. It's a creature at this point.
I did 6 damage.
Okay. Do-do-do.
Coming up.
All right. And now after you is Thistle, the barbarian. What do you do?
I shoot my bow directly into the pupil of the eye.
Okay.
Wait, It's spouted eyes?
Yeah, it's spouted like a good 12 little tiny black little...
I really
dimming
just wanted to go
eyes.
poke it in the eye, but I feel like something bad will happen to me if I do that. So instead, I'm going to shoot it with a bow.
Go
So
for
when
it.
I hit it, did it feel like squishy?
It felt like you hit flesh and then immediately hit wood. Because the plank is only like, what, 2 inches thick? So, yeah, about half of it at this point in time is a little bit fleshy. The other half is just straight wood.
That makes me uncomfortable.
You're welcome.
I rolled a 13, and then I get to do.
Add
Is
your
it plus 6? Yeah, it's plus 6, right, for my dexterity, and then I'm proficient in it with the bow.
What's your dexterity score?
Plus 3.
So, yeah, plus 6 total. So that's right.
Yeah. Okay, so 19.
Oh, that'll hit. Go ahead and deal your D8, D6.
It's a. I think it's a D6.
Okay.
I think it's one of these. A 1.
Plus your dexterity modifier, which is 3, so that's a total of
4.
4 damage. You shoot this plank of wood, and it just hits it, and it just worms its way. You do hit one of its 12 eyes, so that's good.
12 eyes?
Yeah, they're little tiny little black beads that just kind of pop up every once in a while.
This is getting grosser and grosser.
I'm sorry. It is now its turn. This plank of wood, which is about 6 to 8 feet long, worms its way over to Senpai, since you stabbed it, and will attempt to beat you to death with itself. Does a 22 hit?
No.
Oh, that's not going to hit. Does a 10 hit?
No.
All right. You only take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as it just whacks you across the face. And
How rude, sir.
can you give me a D4, John? The little pyramid.
4. 2.
2. Great. You do know that there is another beam on the side of the ship that seems to be catching a lot of water and transmuting just as quickly. The rest of them seem to be fairly solid, but just given the nature of how the water is, or the water, it's these little tiny magical droplets are hitting the planks of wood. You're pretty sure that another plank of wood is going to rip itself from the wall soon. So, with that information, what do you do?
Sure do miss my breath weapon right about now.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what to do. I guess I could fire my bow, but that didn't work real well for Meg.
Well, I also didn't roll very well for the damage.
You guys have
Alright.
a total of 10 points of damage to this thing, and that did beat it up fairly well.
All right, I'll fire my bow.
All right. You are in a very tight area. You could just stab the thing.
All right, I'll do that.
It doesn't seem
Okay.
sticky like a mimic at all. So
All right,
that's not
I'll
what
stab
is.
it.
Sticky like a mimic.
That would be a weird
I
sound.
rolled a 16.
A 16 barely hits. Apparently stabbing wood is mildly hard. So, you can sneak attack the plank of wood.
Okay. So then I do. Is that 2d6?
Yes, it's 2d6 for the sneak attack plus whatever your weapon deals.
So it's a 7 total.
7 for the 2d6, I would imagine, right?
It was the 2d6 plus the 2 damage for the melee attack. Is that what I use?
The you roll 2d6, and then I believe you roll 1d8 plus whatever your dexterity modifier is.
Okay. Hold on. You get the 1d8 now.
Because I believe you're using a rapier to stab this guy.
Yes. All right. So then the total is a 13.
Okay. This thing has been pierced several times, and it does not look like it has long for this world. The way that you've stabbed it has begun splitting the wood. The wood itself is bleeding, and the ooze coming out of it's a little sap-like and amberish in color. So, now we move on to back to the top. What does Senpai
I have a
do?
question. Can we touch it? Because I remember, I forget if it was, I think it was the last campaign that if we touched some, like those one creatures, if we like touched it, we became like stuck to it. Is this the same creature? Would we know that? Or is this like something different?
They are not the same creature. These are not mimics.
Okay.
They are not sticky like them. They
Okay.
are literally just worms, effectively.
Okay. I'm just going to rage and break the whole thing apart
I would like
on
to
my turn.
add that, like, my daggers have, like, roses as the end of the hilt, the stoppy thing. I can't remember what it's called.
Hilt?
No, there's the hilt, and then there is the thing on the end of the hilt,
A
and
pommel?
it's got a name. That doesn't sound right, but maybe. But that thing on the end, they're shaped like roses.
Okay.
They're very ornate. They were a present from the brother that raised me.
Very nice. So you were stabbing something with these rose daggers.
Yep. 12 plus 5, 6 is 18. And 22 again. 18, 22.
Yep, they both hit.
Woo.
As you just probably eviscerate this poor plank of wood to death.
Wow. So that's 5 and 6, so 11 damage.
Okay, yep. You shred into this plank of wood and sever it into multiple parts. Whenever it dies, it still retains its shape, which is gross.
I would like to nudge it with a boot as a free action.
Okay. You nudge it. Now it is Thistle's turn.
I start raging,
Okay.
and pretty much like after I saw it smack Senpai in the face, I went into a rage, and now I'm just attempting to break it apart with my bare hands.
All right. Do you want to break the one that's already dead and not moving, or there's one that's about to rip itself off of the wall? With your
That one.
improved strength, you could try
I'm
to
gonna
shove
rip it
into
off
the
and
water
then
itself.
crack it.
Oh, rip it out and break it. Okay. Give me a strength athletics check to just rip it out of the wall and do that.
Does she get a bonus for raging?
She has advantage.
Okay.
So she has
So-
advantage on the athletics check.
So I should roll twice.
Yep.
12, and then do I get to add that same 6 to it?
Your athletics, so that's strength modifier plus proficiency bonus.
So 4 plus 3, so that's 7 plus 12, so that's 19.
All right, you easily rip that thing from the wall, dealing a modicum of damage to it because it was slowly trying to rip itself off without doing that. And after doing that, go ahead and give me one more attack roll as you actually try to break this thing.
10,
Plus
am
your
I adding-
weapon attack.
so 6, so 16.
16 barely is enough to hit it as you break it over your leg. Go ahead and give me a D10 and add your strength modifier plus your rage damage.
Which one is a D10?
It's the weird gym looking one.
I cannot see that. Is this it?
Yeah, that's it.
4.
4 plus
And add what to it?
your strength modifier.
3, 4, so 8.
8 plus 2 because you're raging. So that's 10 damage as you break this thing over your leg.
Wait, how are you breaking a plank over a tiny leg?
Magically.
She's a magical pixie with magical strength.
All right.
Little leg, lots of force.
Yep. Very small surface area. Much easier to break things on.
Got it.
So, after your turn, it's the poor creature's turn, who has now just been hurt badly. It will attempt to flail at the pixie. What's your armor class?
15.
All right, that one barely hits, and that one misses. So it thwacks for not a lot. 4 points of damage, but you're raging, so that's 2 damage. Again, I can't kill the pixie.
That's good.
Yay, having characters that'll live longer. So, after its turn, John, what do you do?
I'll go for the stab again.
Okay.
All right. $14.
14 will miss. Did you add everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after attempting to stab at this creature, which you didn't want to hurt Thistle, so you were being a little bit too cautious and accidentally stabbed the floor. After you, we go back to Senpai.
I say, "You cannot hurt my little friend," and I come down with both daggers in a very, like, exaggerated, just like that. I don't know what's going on with my hair.
Anime zoom in.
Yes. It was very dramatic.
It took 2 episodes.
It only took half of an episode. Because I didn't go Saiyan.
Ah.
Or Super Saiyan. Saiyan? Super Saiyan? Ah, whatever. I was never a big Dragon Ball Z fan. No! That was a 14. It's on the table. So 14 plus 6 is
Hits.
20. And plus 6, 15.
15 will miss. 16's the armor class.
I'm pretty...
You're attacking wood.
I know. Is this boat made out of, like, the steel tree wood?
No, it's just wood.
Ironwood? That's what it's called. 6 points.
6 points of damage as you stab the animated plank. This amber ichor comes out of your blade.
I missed the other one because I'm a little limited by having a chicken strapped to my chest.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see. After you, we have the Barbarian. What does Thistle do? You have a broken piece of wood in your hand.
Is he dead?
No.
I'm going to attempt to kill him.
Same way, just trying to crack it in half?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just full on, like, shredding the wood as if it was paper.
Do you want to attack recklessly?
Yes.
Okay. Make 2 attack rolls, take the higher number. As Thistle attempts to just break this piece of wood into pieces.
18. And then I believe last time we added my strength, which would be 22. And then my proficiency. That's what the other one we added, right?
Yep.
So 25.
You definitely hit. So go ahead and roll a d10 and add 6. 7.
7 plus 14.
Okay. It does not look good. It's quivering and trying to crawl away at this point. Attempt to try and escape Thistle's grasp. It will
Does that
fail.
give me an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, it does. Go ahead and do that. As it tries to scrape away, go ahead and do that.
Oh, this one's not as good. I rolled a 5. So then plus the 4 would be 9, plus 3 would be 12. So I don't think it hits, right?
No. Go ahead and do your attack roll.
Yes. 21.
All right. Do you want to just tuxedo mask throw the dagger at it?
Yes.
Okay.
Does he do like a cool like leg move flip with it first?
3 damage.
Yes.
Total?
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Plus.
Oh,
No,
no.
it's plus 4. 5. 5 damage.
Is it snowing where you guys are? It's snowing again here. I'm
Yeah.
never gonna be able to go outside again.
I don't
Snowing here.
So, with the Tuxedo Mask throw and with Thistle's extreme barbarism, this piece of wood just shakes and then collapses.
Like, shake, 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 snow.
The rest of the wood on the side seems to grow like, as you observe the rest of the hull to make sure that nothing else terrible is going to happen. It seems that those two planks just seem to absorb the wood differently. The rest of it seems to keep the magic externally. And so even though some of them do warp and try to go full worm, they don't have the strength or enough magic dropped on it to make the transformation.
Is the boat gonna sink?
No, those two planks were above water level, so water's not just pouring in or anything.
Can I start whittling one into a little sword?
That is messed up. You can certainly try. Go ahead and give me a wood carving proficiency wisdom
I am
check.
proficient in carpentry, remember.
Yep. So proficiency, wisdom.
So 17 plus wisdom is 2, so 19. And then my proficiency bonus is, where did that go?
Who knew Thistle was a collector?
Yeah. Thistle the Hoarder.
The question is
Yeah.
where is she putting all this stuff
I
she's
know,
collecting?
right?
It's in one of our things.
Yeah, we could carry all of our dead people items around.
Well, if you remember correctly, last time I made chaps, so I put in a little pocket on my butt chaps, and this one's gonna go live in my butt pocket.
Thistle like to stay at the Cecil Hotel on her time off.
Apparently.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, 21.
yeah, you easily are able to carve a nice ornate wooden stabby contraption out of the wood that you have available to you. Yay. It does radiate a little bit of magic to it, so you're not exactly sure how that could benefit, or if it even retains that. Now that you guys are done with this particular encounter, can I get one more perception check? From everybody.
Oh, that was much better.
18.
17.
11.
Thistle and Senpai, you both hear upstairs not the rambles of someone who is self-conceited and entitled. You actually don't hear his voice at all, which over the past few days has kind of turned into a background noise that all of you have gotten used to. But you notice his voice has gone silent.
This is the sound.
Whose
of
voice?
silence.
I'm sorry, what? Whose voice has gone silent?
The guy who was like bragging and one-upping us.
Taragu?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, for the
Should we
first
get a
time
check on him?
in days, I don't hear Taragu. Perhaps we should go up top. I am going to go up and like peek my head out of however you get up on a deck on a ship.
Alright, you go up the stairs. There's a little hatch that you...
Yeah. Like, peek up.
Give me a stealth check. With advantage, because it's in the middle of a storm.
Well, I rolled 13 and 14, and then so stealth is dex, so 17 is my higher.
Alright. You've been discreet, so you open it up a little bit, and outside you see... He's not looking good. The surface of the boat has, again, gained weird mottled attributes. Some of them have turned to iron, some of them have turned to flesh. Some of the wood have started growing different appendages. There's like a tree randomly growing. The Ganassi, this earth person, has also been affected by the magic. He has this weird bird-like head. He has these claws that remind you a little bit of a cougar. He has these fleshy wings of a bat.
He's a manticore?
He has the face of an eagle, so kind of, but not really. He is this weird
Chimera,
accumulation of creatures. His eyes also have the insectoid, like multifaceted eyes.
Are we not hearing him because he can't talk anymore?
Yeah, he's just kind of wandering around, just kind of being affected by the rain, just kind of like wigging out completely.
I mean, is the rain still falling?
The rain, give me a nature check. Wisdom and nature.
So, 16.
16? Given the levels of the rain and how it ebbs and flows, you're pretty sure it's about to end in about 10 minutes or so.
I'm gonna wait 10 minutes.
But, okay, so you shut the latch.
This is future senpai's problem. Our boat acquaintance seems to have become confused about what species he is.
Miss Tilly goes, this is why people pay ahead of time.
The rain is still coming down though, so I'm gonna check again in like 10 minutes, but he's already kind of screwed, so let's leave him there. Really glad you guys talked me into coming down here though. Thank you, friends.
Of course.
Man, the different kinds of saving throws I had planned for each round. I had an entire graph I'm not using.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. So,
While we're
10
waiting
minutes.
for the 10 minutes, I'm just practicing my stance with my new death dagger.
As you're doing these dramatic poses, the hobgoblin looks at all of you and just kind of just shakes his head as he's like, this is the worst voyage I've ever had out of here.
There always must be a worst, my friend, just like there is a best. So really lean on the times when fortune smiles upon you and learn from the times when she has turned her back on you.
He just stares
That's
at
so
you,
beautiful.
goes into his bag, pulls out a book, and just holds it up, pretending to read so that you just stop talking to him.
Yes, grow in knowledge. A wise choice.
Give me a charisma check. Straight charisma. Performance, if you have it.
I do have performance.
Why not?
So 15.
15? He's like, I'm inspired by this weird crew of miscreants. Maybe there is hope for adventurers after all. And they aren't all the psychopath that's on deck.
Well, I mean... But he doesn't say that out loud. That's what he thinks, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's the vibe he's given this entire time of, adventures are crazy, I'm going to mind my own business. But after your little speech was like, you guys aren't all bad.
Perhaps our companion on deck, maybe fortune will favor him again, and in the end of the rain, he will find his humanity once more.
About 15 minutes later, the staticky noise ends. The ship still is mildly wiggling, though. Thistle, what did you roll for that Arcana check earlier?
I think it was a 19.
I don't remember.
I believe it was 19. You do know that it was stupid high. You do know that the arcane storm effects are often temporary. So the ship's worminess will eventually go back to normal with time. Possibly.
I tell everyone that most likely he'll be fine. We'll be fine.
The question is he dangerous in the meantime?
Maybe we should just kill him.
I don't think we should kill him. He might be annoying, but maybe we should just subdue
We
him.
can, he's stuck there. We can stab him with my new death dagger and see if the magic does anything weird.
As you're having this conversation, not too quietly, and now with it being
No reason to be quiet.
outside of the storm, you do hear some movement above you, as something seems to be attracted to the noises you all are making below deck.
I think it's him. How long does it take for these effects to wear off? Do you know?
Mm-mm.
Do I know that?
You don't. You
Does
only
anyone-
know that it's possibly temporary.
Did I use all the rope tying handholds around the ship? Is there any, like, rope leg around?
It's a ship. There's plenty of rope.
Alright, I think that we should try to capture him and put him somewhere for him.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Can
going
we
to-
weave a net and try and like throw it on him?
Oh yeah, is
and
there
then
like
tie
a
him up?
cargo net?
No, we don't have anything like that.
Well, how do they keep, like, how do you keep supplies buckled down?
We generally just move heavy things. And it's not like a big ship where we had to put something in the middle of the platform, the corner, and fill the space.
That's inconvenient. Alright, I'm
We have
gonna
rope.
peek. I'm gonna take some rope and peek back through the little hatch.
As the latch opens, give me a stealth check, this time with disadvantage.
Boo. Once again, only rolled one apart. So. 13.
As you open it, you do see this bird-like beak, but it has like a his marble nostrils kind of like grafted to the side on either side of the beak, but it's in triplet. So you have this beak with like a set of 3 nostrils on either side, and it's just sniffing in deep at the edge that you're currently at. And as the thing opens, it realizes that you're right there, and roll initiative.
Natural 20
Woo!
plus my deck, so 23. 22. What is my deck? Hold on.
It's a 7 altogether.
23.
Okay.
11.
All right. So, Thistle, you realize from Senpai's very disturbed expression that the thing is right at the door.
So is the
You're
door
s-
open?
The latch is open enough that you could easily fly out.
But like he's right there, right?
Yes.
So I don't really want to fly out. I'd rather just shoot my bow at him. Like, can I see him?
The platform goes. Yes, he would have some cover though, so he would have a little bit more
Okay.
defense because of the obscurity of the latch. Okay.
All right. Am I still raging?
No, you can re-enter rage as a bonus action though if you want. I believe you get 2 a day. So
Okay. I'm gonna re-rage and then go out there to get a clearer shot at him.
okay. You go out there, and do you want to shoot your bow or do you want to stab him?
Stab him with my new death dagger.
Okay. You stab him with a deck dagger. Make an attack roll.
17,
That
Plus
will definitely
strength?
hit.
so 21.
It pierces. You get underneath his bat-like wing and you stab at him. Go ahead and deal your damage, which is 1d8 plus strength plus 2.
Which one is the 1d8?
The double pyramid.
So 7 plus, did you say plus strength?
Yep.
So it's 4, so 11, and then plus what?
2, because it's your bonus rage damage.
13.
Okay. You stab him in the neck, and you just see an artery just kind of burst and start to bleed out. The creature goes and gives this unholy guttural just gasp at you.
Nice. I croak back.
Kevin rivets down in the hold, perfectly happy, stay below deck. And after you is the creature. And the creature will crack open the door the rest of the way and bite at Senpai. Since you look tasty. Ooh. Ooh. That'll hit. Not even going to bother asking. And deal 11 points of damage.
Wow.
As it just
Oh my gosh.
bites into you with its massive beak.
What a dildo.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
The
generally have to rip his head off.
wings buffet upwards, and you realize that they are kind of like a scaled in a way. Almost like it's covered in a bunch of shark teeth. And attempts to lash out at Thistle. Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
And it only deals 8 points of damage. As you get raked by this like sandpaper-like wing. A wing covered in razor blades. Okay, so after the creature's turn, who's perfectly happy just staying on deck, just ripping at anything that comes out, it is now Grigor's turn.
I am going to use my bonus action to dash to try to get behind him.
Sure.
And then use my rapier to try to slit him from the back.
I like that. Give me an acrobatics check. Dexterity acrobatics.
$19.
19, that's solid. So as you do this parkour kind of move to get into this flanking position, you get a great line of shot at what you make out to be the creature's vertebrae. Go ahead and make an attack roll now with advantage. So make 2 attack rolls, take the higher number.
$18.
Solid. You hit. Go ahead and deal sneak attack damage. Plus weapon damage. You guys are brutal.
$12.
Alright, so that's... It took both yours and Thistle's hits fairly well. He's not quite as damaged as you would hope he would be after 2 such solid hits. But he took a fair amount of damage. Now we move on to your turn,
So,
Senpai.
yeah. Him attacking me cut into Hey Hey's
Harness.
carrier, so Hey Hey is now mad and goes for his eyes.
Very cool.
17 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Alright.
No question. As Hey Hey attacks his...
Hey Hey's already lost one special friend. He's not about to lose another. I can't find my D8.
I'm going to award you the inspiration token for using Hey Hey in such a dramatic way.
Hey Hey does 6 damage.
Good.
And then while he's distracted with Hey Hey, I pull up one of my daggers and go for a soft spot.
Okay. Its neck is pretty soft, so that's always a good... Nope. Its armor class is low.
12.
Yeah, that'll hit. It's a big sack of meat.
And I did 5 damage.
Alright, he is pretty wounded now. He is now bloodied, so he's at least at half. Now, going back to the top, Thistle. He's bleeding in all kinds of ways.
I attempt to rip his head off.
Okay,
I believe you.
go ahead and give me an attack roll.
I'm still raging, right?
Yep,
15.
15 will hit.
Oh, great.
Go ahead and deal your D8 plus damage stuff. Let's see how far you get.
All right. 4, and then 4 for strength, so that's 8, and then 2 more because I'm raging, so 10.
You try to rip off his head, but you hit him hard enough that it definitely cracks his spine and his head lobs to one side. His eyes roll. But it's not enough to actually sever anything. And he seems very perturbed of your presence right now and comes up and tries to bite at you.
I will rip your tongue out if you try that, sir.
It will bite you, I assume. What's your armor class?
15.
Okay, will bite you. You take 8 points of damage as he just... Oh, 8 divided by 2 is 4 because you're raging.
I'm at 13 hit points, friends. He might kill the pixie today.
I too am at 13 hit points.
He will also rake at Hey Hey. Trying to get the
my
feathered
goodness.
chicken off of him.
Can Kevin fly in as a defense?
Not right now. What's your Hey Hey's armor class?
15.
He misses the chicken. So, he attempts to use his razor-like wings to turn into something filleted, and the chicken avoids it in a dramatic pose. Spits out some of the weird, leathery bits.
Hey, lands like this.
All dramatic, like, yeah. And after the creature's turn, it is to Grigor.
I will slice at him again with my rapier.
Okay. I'll still give you advantage this round, so go ahead and do an attack roll as he hasn't refocused his attention on you at all. So roll twice, take the higher.
17.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. Now it's 2d6 plus 1d8 plus dex. Plus whatever game-breaking things you have.
20 total.
Of course it is. As it's drawing its attention up to the very annoying pixie, you take the opportunity to just insert your rapier into the skull and brain cavity of the creature, remove it, and you just see this small pool of blood just exit, and it slowly gains unconsciousness and lands on the deck of the ship.
Yeah, bitch.
And you realize in your left hand is still the rope that you intended to capture him with.
Senpai is just like, sorry, my friend. I have failed you. Although, I start tying him up.
Okay.
He has to make death saves, right?
No.
Oh no, he's that dead?
He's
He
very
dead.
dead.
Oh. Never mind. I don't start tying him up. I start dragging him to the edge of the boat.
Okay.
And when I get there, I go, This'll
Throw
give me
him
a
over.
hand.
And what do you do?
Push him overboard.
I help.
I loot his body
Fish
first,
food.
though.
You find a giant spleen. You find 3 sets of lungs.
No, like, I loot pockets.
He has no pockets right now. He was transmuted.
A meat sack. I cut off a piece of his spleen for Thistle and give it to her as her little trinket. Her
So
murder.
excited.
Yeah.
We should bake this and eat it.
I finished pushing him over the edge.
I love
Might
that
as
Meg and
well
I are
just
just in a
reply
weird
what just
serial
happened.
killer vibe now. We take prizes from our prey.
Yeah.
This is great.
As you
And collect-
look around, the ship
Do you
has
think
been
that we could
damaged
find
by-
a jar with some like formaldehyde or whatever so we can keep it?
Yeah, we can make pickled punks. We can make little
Yes.
wet exhibits.
find little fetuses and put them into formaldehyde. I like this.
Yes.
Good times.
This is the campaign I always wanted. So, as you're now all on deck at this point, the storm has clearly passed by. There's a little bit of this weird magical stuff pulling on the deck of the ship and seems to be seeping into the wood. And you do see that these anomalies are everywhere. There's a fair amount of damage done to the ship by the creatures and the just transmutation magic itself. Like the steering helm has like just vines and crap all warping it and just fiddling with it. The mast is bent. The sails have turned to like a different material altogether, and just is a little bit of a train wreck right now. So getting the ship back into something functioning is going to be eventful. The captain comes onto the deck and goes, just, this is going to take a while.
Thistle, will you please land in my
What?
hands?
I can't hear you. What?
Said, Thistle, will you please land in my hands?
With pleasure. And I lay like this with my head up in her hands.
And I cast Cure Wounds. I'll tell you in a second what you get from that.
Hey, I gotta jump on this call. Be right back.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
1d8. 2 plus my spell casting, which is no. Is that wisdom?
Wisdom modifier, I think, yeah.
5. You get 5 hit points back.
Nice. Back up to 18.
And I'm going to not heal myself in
The,
case something happens because I've only got 3 spell slots.
the goblin and the orc captain begin the slow work of bringing the ship back into some manageable order.
Actually, I should just heal myself. I'm going to heal myself. But I help them as much as possible once I've cast Cure Wounds on myself.
How would you like to help them? The ship is covered in various damages. What's something that you think they could do to help them in this moment?
I sing them a working song with a good beat to it.
Give me a performance check.
19 total.
That is solid. As they get to work, they seem kind of annoyed at first that instead of actually, doing something to like help with the labor aspect, you're singing, but they actually like the tune a bit. They join in after a second. Thistle, are you doing anything to be helpful, or what are you doing at this point?
I'm putting my carpentry skills to work, and I'm fixing the ship.
Sure. Give me a strength proficiency check. So athletics.
12 plus 4 for strength, so that would be 16. And my athletics is plus 6. So did you just want me to do that?
Yeah, that's solid.
So 12 plus 6 is 18, and then I'm proficient in carpentry.
Yep. So you take a few of the extra pieces of lumber around the ship and repair the sides as well as fix some of the mastwork. That helped a lot. The helm is now working like it's supposed to. You guys
I
have done-
secretly carved a little picture of a pixie into it.
He appreciates that. As you finish doing these basic repair works, you make your way. You continue your way back to Little Drake. Hold on. After about 1 hour or so, the various transmutation magic that has kind of seeped into the bow has reverted. So the tree goes away, and that becomes its original plank form. The two pieces of wood that were snake-like fully become planks again. The various other abnormalities that have occurred are repaired. There is still some damage from the various conflict and the storm present, but the magic itself has reverted.
Exciting things.
Can I get a perception check from the two people here?
5.
Ooh. 22.
All right. There is a small satchel that Taragu did bring onto the ship that was not transformed with him.
What's in it? I would like to check it for traps.
It's a bag. Go ahead and give me a investigation check.
8.
You don't find any.
I opened the bag.
It says, "I hope you weren't expecting explosive ruin," and it blows up. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
It scared me for a moment.
No, you open it up and you see some basic sleeping gear and a journal, backup memoir, volume 2 of his life and his purpose.
Volume
You also
2.
see a help wanted poster for the Little Drakes dealing with Witchborn. You also find.
Do I know what Witchborn are?
Give me a history check.
Ooh, and 17.
17. There are many, many, many different clans of goblins. One of the most infamous are the Witchborn goblins. They are known for coming in the dark of night, invisible to all, stealing small children, and feeding them to their god.
Well, that sounds... So, you said Witchborn is a goblin clan.
Yep. They are known for coming in the middle of the night, stealing children, and feeding them to their dark god. And they are primarily found in the Drakes.
Do I know anything about their god other than it's a dark god?
Not with that check.
What's the reward on it?
It is to... Well, the wanted poster, now that you're actually looking at it proper, it's to find out what happened to 2 lost children to this one Baron. Baron Badr. B-A-D-R. He lost his 2 children to these goblins and wants them recovered at all cost. He has very little hope. There is a 50 gold piece reward for their healthy recovery, or at least a 10 gold piece reward for just confirmation of their death. and it is based out of the Little Drakes, which is the city you guys are actually currently heading to.
All right.
So you have that piece of information. You continue to make your way to the Little Drakes, though. You do find a small pouch of currency. It has 4 gold pieces from the barrows. You also find 6 jade and 10 shield.
You never make it easy to split this stuff.
You're welcome.
You said 6 jade
Yep.
and 10 shield?
Yep.
All right, so we can each have 2 jade, which that goes next to gold piece, right?
Yes.
All right, and then we can each have 1 more gold piece, and then I'll add 1 gold piece to the group gold, so we have 11 group gold.
Nice.
Okay, and then the 10 shield that goes next to silver pieces.
Yep.
3 each and 1 group shield.
Great.
I'm glad that your accounting background is useful for something.
It's basic math. It's not even accounting. There's no first in, first out going on or anything like that.
So, the goblin and the orc captain are relieved. The hobgoblin's now mildly disturbed that he just butchered someone and threw them off the boat.
He attacked Hey Hey. Have you ever had a noble animal companion who has seen you through your darkest days?
Hobgoblin just kind of looks at you and goes, "No."
Then you have not known
You're missing
love.
out, my friend. You're missing out.
He just shakes his head at the lot of you. And you see him go back to where the storage is kept. Just to get away from the lot of you for a bit.
I turn to Thistle. Are we weird?
I hope so. And then I kiss my bicep.
So, John, what you missed is they went through the backpack of the dead guy, found a wanted poster for finding these kids stolen by these children stealing goblins. Found a small bag of gold and some tents and bed gear.
Add 1 gold to your stuff, 2 jade, and 3 shield.
Okay. Got it.
Once the ship repairs are done, I'm going to sit down and start trying to fix Hey Hey's carrier.
Alright. You're able to do that with little effort. And that is at the end of the second day. So after the third day,
We probably need to sleep at some point.
yeah, you guys are sleeping throughout this entire process, so you
So we're
guys are
back
going to
at
get
Okay.
full health, long rest, all that jazz.
And all that jazz.
And as you come around this one embankment, you do see that the captain of the ship switches out his flags from the... in addition to his flag, he adds a certain little banner meant to symbolize that he's been to the town before and whatnot. And as you're curving around this little peninsula, you see this massive stonework building with a couple of cannons mounted on the embankment, guarding the gulf from any pirates or whatever. And as they go around, you see like a reflection from a mirror saying, okay, you're good to pass. And the captain continues into the Gulf. No problem. But as you're looking, you see a minimum of 5 cannons on various buildings and watchtowers protecting this small encampment from any possible threat that might want to cause trouble here. Unlike the Barrows, which is more do what you will, there's a very clear government presence in the Little Drakes. As the ship docks and people start unloading their various products, John, you notice that the Hobgoblin is the one that actually owned the crate of rum. And as he unboards, you see him just quickly declare the grains, which the dockmaster signs off on, and he progresses away. So the Hobgoblin seems to be doing something with the rum running. But he takes the rum and he begins making his way into the city. The city itself is very open and airy. It's late afternoon, so the sun is setting on the other side of the city from where you're docking. And you have this nice silhouette of what to expect. You see this like a European dockside to your right, where there's just all these nice wood buildings with these plastered walls, nice glass windows. But as you kind of gaze from up and to the right and kind of look left, you begin to see all manner of weird things, like goblin tribespeople just kind of wandering around their traditional garb. You see the occasional kobolds wandering in, completely plastered because they're having some time off of work. You do see a heavy military presence here. Guards are at every corner. Seems like Governess Nala, the person that runs the city, seems to be very much against public disturbances. So you can enter the city if you want. You guys can just hire a taxi and continue to make your way over to Cragmaw. But it's at the end of the day. It's been a long day.
Do we want to find lodgings for the evening, or do we want to continue on to our destination?
I think we should probably take a break and get some rest, just in case.
Is there anything that I wouldn't have seen before around?
There's a fair amount that you haven't seen before.
I thought you were about to say there's a fair, and I'm like, carnival episode!
Well, first of all, there are a bunch of advertisements plastered everywhere about different sites in the boardwalk. There's also a lot of different posters showing a unique musical exhibit at the Gilded Cannon, this ritzy establishment in the ritzier part of town. There's also some lovely eateries that seem to be advertised. Emphasizing the goblin cuisine, which is new to the Drakes. There's a bunch of gnomes, dragonborn, kobolds, and goblins here.
I want to try goblin cuisine. Senpai's going to go try to find... Is there someone who looks friendly nearby?
Give me a insight check.
Okay. 10.
Okay. As you're just kind of perusing around, you see these duo of goblins. They are not wearing a shirt. They have kind of this vest thing on. They kind of have this dude bro kind of vibe to them. But they seem jovial enough. One of them has a massive lager in his hand, just kind of drinking and just joking about how the fights went. And they seem very happy compared to everybody else, which is in the middle of their work day.
Can I discern what gender those goblins are? Would I know?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay.
They are male, but let's see if you can actually discern other information about them.
Ooh, nope. Not unless a 7.
Nope. They are male, though.
Okay. My good sirs, I have been reading the signs about fantastic goblin cuisine, and I would love to try one. Where would you recommend?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, the best place you can go is... What is the name of the place with the thing? Hold on, I'm sorry. Do.
Do you ever, like, get to later in the day and you're like, that's where my workout hit me? Wasn't expecting that.
There you go.
Move weird and you're like, ooh.
There's the Honesty, which is great. It's a... that was the Cragmaw place. Urgh. Man, I'm really frustrated. I have the name of the place somewhere. Hold on.
It's Michael or Allie, remember?
Yeah, Michael Alley. What's the name of the stupid goblin town? Goblin...
I just forget about the delay, too.
Yeah, I know.
You weren't prepared for
I don't remember the name of the place, but it's right inside the clan bank. It is a amazing place filled with like a bocce style grill. It's great. They serve everyone, including Svato, so it's really ritzy for.
What's Svato?
What's Svato? Give me a religion check from everybody.
Allie said the stacks. I don't remember the other one. Religion.
12.
4. So you have no idea who Svato is. Does anybody else have proficiency in religion? Nope. Okay. Svato is the high priest here. You know,
And he eats there?
Yeah, he eats here.
Has he blessed it?
He eats here. So, yeah.
I find that when priests bless the place they eat, it tastes even better. It's believing in it.
Sure. Volley eats anything, so.
Alright, can you show us the way? Point us in the right direction?
We're on our way to the Cold Brew. If you want to go, just go down this road, turn left whenever you see the lighthouse.
Thank you. And I hand him a rose. That somehow magically survived this journey.
The goblin takes and goes, "No worries, sir. I like roses." And then he eats it.
Butterfly and the hive.
Butterfly, thank you.
You just maxed out this microphone.
I am so sorry, internet. It was going to bother me.
Alright.
Butterfly. Man, how do I not have that written down?
Did you guys hear my dad sneeze just now? It's very loud.
Yeah. I heard it.
Alright.
Alright. I head towards the butterfly.
Alright, as you
Are you guys coming with me?
Sure. I'm in.
make your way in that direction, you see all kinds of things. You see blue-collar gnomish workers getting in and out of their shifts, they seem covered in soot. You hear the clanging of metal. This place is clearly founded in ironworks. You see different beams kind of just bolted onto the roofs and walls. In addition to the blue collar workers, you also see Dragonborn, who seem slightly more studious, taking care of the more political side of things. As you make your way closer to where you actually see the lighthouse, you see Bright Market, which is this, reminds you a little bit about the bazaar, except it's less modern. You see a lot of more like tribalistic individuals in the market. You see exotic animals and like flying monkeys that have been kind of like dropped into cages, just kind of looking out. Every once in a while you see one of them get pulled out, beheaded, and cooked real fast for whoever's buying food at one of the vendor stalls. You see random pieces of artwork and interesting tribalistic pieces of decoration presented.
Do we pass any like floral stalls?
There are different, not floral stalls where you can buy more roses. There's not a florist. There are different like herbs and spice vendors though. That you see along the way.
But no roses.
Nope. And as your eye deviates from that, you do see this small little triangular platform with a looks to be just a block that's red, and surrounding that are different spears with different heads mounted on it. And as you are walking past that and turning left to head into the clan bake and the more goblin side of town, you see this random gnome get dragged up, pushed down onto the beheading block, beheaded. His head is mounted on the spear. You see a sign placard in front of the spear. But as you see the beheading, you see this crazy, interesting silver sword with like this red filigree on the side. And as it beheads the gnome, it flashes a bright red.
What does the sign say?
This person was beheaded for causing instability within the city and assault on goblins.
Take out a little notebook and I write, "Be very kind to goblins." And then I turn to my friends and I say, we might want to have a little more restraint than normal.
Yeah, it's scary here.
And I like pull out a rose and hold it up to my nose so I don't have to smell the market.
There's more than just gnomish heads here. There's a few dragonborn and some goblin heads.
Wow.
As you just read the different charges, some of them seem to be a little trumped up. Give me an investigation check as you're just looking at the different signs.
We got a 17.
Oh, great.
I got a 10.
Okay.
12.
12. With the 17, John, you're looking at it and you see a weird dynamic at play. You see that there is a very clear support by the state of trying to force unity among people that clearly have different cultures. And so anyone that is kind of bucking the forced assimilation of the two is going to get killed. But you also see that there seems to be some trumped up charges for just different people. There's a few dead kobolds that were executed for assault, and that's all that's listed, but that seems to be prevalent. And so you're pretty sure that they're inflating executions for some strange reason.
Okay.
So, with that, you continue making your way into the clan bake, where the different goblin clans make their home. And as you enter it, the smell changes. It goes from this like acrid, coppery, metallurgy, blue collar smell to like adobe and floral and earthy. The smell of shit is everywhere because of the amount of animals that are prevalent. You see various dinosaurs moving around, just lugging different... Yes, in the Drakes, dinosaurs are the animal domesticated creatures. So as you're going around, instead of horses and that kind of thing, you see like a triceratops or something just lugging things around. It's just what they have. But it does smell because of that. But it's an earthy smell as opposed to a more industrial smell. And as you enter, you do get a whiff of something really pleasant as you make your way over to the butterfly, which has this nice butterfly like symbol outside. But on the inside, you hear the sizzling of meat. And it's lovely. And as you part the one curtain, you see different tables with all these like oiled stir fry pans with a different goblin behind each table. And as you enter, the host points at you and goes, "Please have a seat. We'll be right with you in a moment." So you guys are directed to a table. They go, "What would you like to eat this evening?" We have all manner of different creatures. We have the flying centipedes. We have the pillbug. We have some triceratops meat, freshly cut today. What are you guys in the mood for?
I want some of all of it. Do you have like their smorgasbord platter?
Done.
Man. Sounds great.
You see him bring things out, hibachi it up, cut things up, serve it up. The millipedes are flying, so he removes the 6 wings from it, deshells it, throws the meat in, brings in some rice, some exotic spices, and it becomes like this amazing stir fry of just savory butter and glory. It's really well done. You do enjoy the meal. And the server is this...
Does hey like the pill bug?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And as you're cooking, I imagine you guys ask about a reasonable place to stay the evening. He does recommend a few places, including the Cold Brew or the Gilded Cannon, or if you're on a budget, the Beholder Hole.
Staying at the Beholder Hole. I think we.
It was going to be the Glory Hole for a second. Definitely would have stayed there, but Boulder Hole's fine.
All right.
How much does the meal cost us?
It costs you each 4 silver for the mixed meats. 4 shield. No, that's not right. Bugger. Give me 1. Give me 2 shield, and that pays for everyone's meal. We'll just do that.
All right.
Okay.
Dinner's
so 1
on
shield
me,
each.
guys.
Okay.
Great,
Sorry.
thank you.
Wait, that would be 3 shield. If it's 1 shield each.
Yeah. So just do that.
I've been terrible at tracking my money, so I've just decided that I trust Senpai enough to just be in charge of my finances.
Well, I don't know how much you have.
There you go. Good job.
I'll have to figure that out, I guess.
We'll deal with that later.
All
I
right.
mean,
You pay
I'm
for the
pretty sure
meal.
I have like literally the same amount as you. Every time we've done stuff, we've just like split it.
So, you finish eating and you make your way down to the Beholder Hole, which is in the ironworks part of town. And as you approach it, you see gnomes everywhere. And as you approach the door, on the door it says "No goblins allowed."
That seems racist.
And as you...
Are we sure this is the place we want to stay? They sound racist.
I mean, can't beat that name, and none of us are goblins. and we are tired, and we're staying here one night.
Sure.
Fair. Okay. Let's do it.
As you enter, you see this gnome kind of give the elf a funny look. But... Oh, and the pixie. It's like... Alright, man, what can I do for you?
We would like rooms for the night.
Looks at all of you. For one night?
One night.
Alright. It'll be 5 shield each.
Do you take silver?
It'll be...
How many rooms are we getting? I really don't need my own room. Last time I was staying in a locker.
Yeah, we could just do like a.
Seems expensive. I could
double.
sleep in one of your shoes.
A
Yeah.
double?
Yeah.
I mean, we're both guys. We could just lay and then Thistle
It'll
can
be-
See where
just
it goes.
Okay, for 2 rooms...
sleep in a pillow. Yeah, it's fine.
Just see what happens.
For 2 rooms, it'll be
1 room, 2 beds.
One room.
1 room, 2 beds.
Yes.
We're young, we're
5
exploring.
shield.
And like a box of tissues for me to sleep in.
I'm assuming I carry a bed for you at this point, Thistle.
Yeah.
Give me 5 shield and you guys can have a room.
Do you take silver?
Yeah, give me 5 silver is what I meant.
Okay.
Which is... Give me a... You guys know that's overpriced. But...
If I sing a song for the people here, could we do 3 silver for the night?
I don't know, you seem a little green. So... How about you just take your room and...
Haven't you ever heard of Kermit? He was a fabulous singer.
Yeah.
Told you they were racist.
I mean, do we want to try one of the... This guy does not seem pleasant at all. I say we go to... What was the other
I
one?
think it's
Not the Golden
fine, just-
Canyon, the other one.
the cold brew.
Let's try the cold brew.
We can go try the cold brew, or we can just stay here, and before we leave, I'll poop on the floor.
Love that. Me too.
All right, I give him...
Together, can we lock eyes while we do it?
Yeah.
I give him
The 5 silver.
the 5 silver. Can I break a gold piece for it?
No.
No. Right.
Do you give him a gold piece?
No, I'm gonna give him 5 of Thistle silver because I don't have enough silver otherwise.
Okay. So you give him the
You have
5
3 silver
silver.
left.
He kind of bites it because he doesn't trust you. He goes, alright. Takes you up to your room. He takes you to the topmost floor, passing some clearly empty rooms.
Actually, can I give him 3 shield and 2 silver?
Sure.
All right. I had 3 shield.
Thistle wonders aloud if you're supposed to bite things that you don't trust, as if I should start biting people.
I like that.
Now, don't bite anything in town, miss. They might think that you're a rabbit, and they'll have to put you down.
Rabbit.
I pull out Thistle's little bed when we get upstairs. Thistle's little bed from my pack. It's like, literally a shoebox.
Yep.
Put it on a nightstand. Look at the sheets. Pull out my bedroll and put it over the sheets.
I go and draw a bath in the sink
Okay.
and start swimming laps in the sink.
I love you, other players.
Yeah, having my other players listen, it's like, this id is the worst. They keep interacting with it in all my campaigns, and none of them have a good encounter here.
Apparently we need to, pay special attention to boats.
Okay.
Alright.
So,
Do we sleep unmolested?
but that is where we will end this session as you guys relax in the in the worst room of this inn.
Awesome.
All right.
Well, that was fun.
Sounds good.
Alright. I don't think we have have any announcements this week. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
In 2 weeks, we're actually going to have a week off because of something we would much rather
Work
be doing
conflict.
instead of doing. But next week should be regular. The March 18th, we have
12th, The Stand.
The Stand. I kept wanting to say The Shining, and I'm like, we just did The Shining.
Nope, did it.
So if anybody wants to join us for The Shining, head over to bitesizedigital.com. I couldn't remember.
I might try and get Charlie, who watched this last week, to join because he's read almost every Stephen King book, and him and I got into a heated argument the other day when he tried to say Carrie was one of the best ones. Right?
Yeah, it's not.
And
Yeah, we had words.
Allie, I will work on the notifications in the Discord popping up better.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I have a laundry list of things I need to do, so that you can catch things. And yeah, other than that, we appreciated seeing all of you, whether you participated in the chat or not. We love you, and we will see you next week.
Have fun, guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys for playing.